Alright guys, so in today's video, we're going to go ahead and replace a light bulb that's in my climate control bezel. Actually on this control knob specifically. And I believe I'm going to change this to a blue switch that I have versus the green, just to make it more distinguished. So a few things that we have to get out of the way. Start by removing these air fresheners from our vents. Also need to remove my setup here for my Sirius XM. That'll just lay on the ground there. It's my cradle. And then we'll unplug this guy, so it'll have to be out the way too. We'll go ahead and, I don't know, maybe shift in reverse just to give ourselves a little bit of additional working room. Alright, let's get some tools. Ideally, you would want to pry this from the side, so on and so forth. You also want to have a Phillips screwdriver handy, because you'll need that for a few screws behind here, as I'll show you here in a bit. Want to be gentle when doing this because these plastic pieces break quite easily. You could probably get away with a flathead screwdriver, but it's not recommended. I say get a plastic trim removal tool or something similar to what I have. Alright, so there's our clock and our center vents. Let's see if I remember how these come off. I believe there's a tab back here. You want to have a mini flathead screwdriver for that. I was able to get in there with just my fingers. Alright, so now we're removing the two screws that live at the top of this plastic bezel. I've been in here once before because of the cigarette lighter. I wasn't seeing any power at that outlet. When I went back there, I found that the issue was just that the lighter wasn't plugged in anymore. Whoever installed this radio, I'm assuming, because they did a botched job, they failed to plug that item back in. And the previous owner was a smoker. I guess he didn't miss it much. Back here is where that plug is for the cigarette lighter. I'm actually going to go ahead and go after the hazard switch. There. So that's off. Now we can get after our cigarette outlet. You just pull it off. Okay. There's our bezel. So now that we have access to the actual climate control, what you're going to want to do is make sure you note where your buttons are. You're also going to want to cover up your screwdriver like so and take them off one at a time, gently. You don't want to get too crazy because they'll come off just like that. Not that it really matters because they're all the same, but it would be nice to keep a track of which ones came from which knob. If that makes sense. If you're super crazy about putting things back exactly where you found them. That's what I recommend. Nice. Full cooperation. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, boy oh boy. There's some plastic tangs on the top here, and this has these thin little places here where it overlaps and it holds it in place essentially. I wonder if it's the same on the bottom. Yepper, it is. So what that means is that the entire bezel needs to come out. And I'm going to try and, be sneaky here because it's not going to work. And again, we don't want to break things. I don't even like breaking things in the junkyard. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tweak this underneath here to see if we can just grab and lift. Come on. There we go. There's one. You'll be quite surprised at where I found this tool. Wasn't very expensive either. I think I might have paid maybe $1 for it. Okay. Here's the bottom tangs. Yeah, it's not always about having the biggest guns and the impacts and everything. A lot of times it comes down to the small, intricate little tools. Come on, baby. Got it. But yeah, this thing came in clutch. All right, so now if you did that correctly and you didn't break anything, now you can just take this guy off. Bam. All right, now in order to thoroughly test this, you want to first locate the problem bulb, and you do this by turning on your headlights. Bam. You see the problem bulb, guys? All right, so that's the bulb that we need to replace. And while we're here, we're also gonna go ahead and replace this switch right here. It will be going from green to blue. So for our switch replacement, you should be able to just pull this right out. Come on out of there. And then you're just gonna slide this guy on in its place. Yeah, it's in there now. Again, I'm feeling lucky. Yes! Yes! I win. Haha. Got my bulb, guys. Seems like it's in. Let's see. Yep, we have a light. Now we have full illumination. So now we're just buttoning things back up. We're reinstalling the radio. Although we never really actually took it out, we just removed the mounting hardware so we can just gently slide it out of our way. Now that we got that one started by hand, now I'm going to show you guys that everything works, including the AC button now. There's the recirculation light. There's the climate control illumination now. Doesn't look all that on camera, but I assure you it's way better than it was before. The camera doesn't do it any justice. Here we go. So now the truck's running. Push our AC button. And there it goes. Now we're gonna go ahead and put everything back together. So the first thing we're gonna wanna do with this guy is get our factory pigtail plugged in to the cigarette lighter. We're gonna locate our plug, which in this case we gotta get pretty close. And then last but not least, our center vent and clock. We're gonna start by first plugging back in our power connection for our clock. And there's our AC vents and climate controls back together. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and end today's video here. If you found it helpful, go ahead and give it a like. And while you're at it, don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep using your Pathfinder as a pathfinder, on or off the pavement.